What is up there everyone, Citrus Aviation here with another video today, and we are going to be covering some more aviation news in this episode. This is Aviation News This Week, episode 39. Now, we are not going to be using the usual format for today's video due to the topic at hand. Now, I can't name this topic specifically if I am interested in, getting, any views on this video. You probably know what topic I'm talking about. It's a certain sickness that's going around right now that everybody's terrified of. So we are going to be talking about its effect on aviation in this video for the Aviation News This Week episode number 39. As this will be probably a series going forth on how the thing, the situation, the circumstance is affecting aviation news. There will be a separate playlist created for this called, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but anyway, I'll call it something. You'll be able to watch these videos. These will be separate Aviation News This Week videos, separate from the normal ones. So the regular Aviation News This Week video will come out soon after this one comes out, but this one is a special one. It'll be still an Aviation News This Week series, but it'll cover one specific topic. And there's so much to talk about in this topic that I have to cover it as its own separate video. And because so much has changed so quick, so fast, so thick, this is going to mean that I have to probably make several videos of these as time goes on. That they'll, at least for a little while, I'll be making this video series alongside the regular Aviation News This Week series. So if you get 2 a week, don't worry, it's all good. That's because I'm covering this the thing that's getting everybody terrified in one video. So we're gonna get started here with this is in chronological. Well, that's a word. This is in chronological order. So we're gonna start with the events as they started. So on March the 5th, Donald Trump announced that all flights to China from the United States would be suspended for 30 days. So this is to prevent the spread of the thing from coming to the United States. And so up here you can see the image. I have pictures in the background so you guys can watch, even though, as you might have seen from previous episode, that's not what I'm actually seeing when I record. But I want to make the videos as good as quality as I can for you guys to make the viewing experience as enjoyable as possible. So March 5th, flights to China were cancelled from the United States for 30 days. So that would go all the way to April the 4th. And then the following news was a couple days later, I believe it was on the 10th or 11th, Lufthansa Airlines announced that they will be dropping all their flights that are A380 flights. So all A380s for Lufthansa are grounded, and that's still the case. And Qantas announced that they will be grounding 8 of, I believe that's their 14 A380s. So Qantas also grounded a bunch of A380s. That's the first major circumstance that happened other than, flights from China not coming to the US. So that's still a big deal. Nothing too big, but it's going to get even crazier coming up here. So, in a press release addressed to the nation, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, announced that all flights from Europe to the United States would be canceled starting effective midnight Friday morning. Now that's a big deal. That was on Wednesday, March the 11th that that announcement occurred. That would be affecting 22 countries with the exception of the United Kingdom and Ireland. Now the reason for this, some people might be wondering why that is because Europe didn't really do much to attempt to prevent the virus. I just said Europe did not really attempt to do much to prevent the thing from arriving in their country, while the UK took measures to attempt to stop that, and so that's why the President allows flights to go to the United Kingdom, Ireland. We'll see though that'll change in a few days. So this is a big update, as this means tons of flights will be not happening, or in this case are not happening as of the recording right now. Obviously, when you guys might be watching these videos months from now, you might be laughing at the situation that everybody was terrified, but it is what it is now. This ended up having a lot of effects on different airlines, as the following day, Delta Airlines announced that they would be cutting 20 to 25% of all international services, and that they would be cutting an additional 10 to 15% of their international services. So this is now on the 12th of March. They also announced that employees were encouraged to take paid leave, so they'll be allowed to take leave. Ed Bastian, the CEO of Delta Airlines, announced that he will be continuing his job without pay. So for the foreseeable future, he'll be continuing as CEO of Delta, but he'll be taking 100% paid leave, so he won't be getting paid anything, which is very nice for him to do that. Also, Delta Airlines, in addition, a little bit later, I believe it was the following day, announced that they would be grounding 300 aircraft. So that's a large number of aircraft they announced that they will be grounding. Things are beginning to happen thick and fast now as well, as you might notice. And this is just affecting a huge amount, as the aircraft they are grounding include particularly the Airbus aircraft. So the A319s, 20s, 21s will be grounded, as well as Boeing 757s, MD-80s, MD-90s. Mostly older aircraft, in order to work on more fuel-efficient aircraft that don't cost as much to operate. So all these groundings are really, really sad for the airline industry, and Delta is pretty much slowly shutting down. As we will see coming up, a lot of other airlines are kind of shutting down too. So that brings us on to Norwegian Air Shuttle, which on the same day announced that they didn't make a huge announcement because they don't want to scare too much investors, but they started looking for a financial recovery, because this airline is really struggling, as they do a ton of business with European to America and to North America in general. They have a lot of North America to Europe routes. That's one of the biggest ways of making money, and it's one of a large portion of the airline in general does a lot of that flight. So this airline is just one that's really been hit with seemingly everything they possibly could have. The 737 MAX groundings, the 787 package B and C engine failures, the now travel ban between Europe and the United States. It's just really, really hard for this airline. It wouldn't surprise me if they go bankrupt soon. I should probably in the next ANTW update my list of airlines I think is going to go bankrupt, because there's some big changes now happening in that list. But yeah, this is really sad. NAS is now struggling, so yeah, it's a really sad thing. Meanwhile, here in the United States, we had the great American toilet paper famine. Yes, that is right. Places like Sam's Club here, which I'm showing you, it's one of the big retailers here in the United States, they're all sold out on toilet paper, as you can see. And if you go on to Costco, which is another big wholesaler, you can buy bulk items. Costco's out of toilet paper too, both online and in stores. You can see they're gone here. Like, let's just say I go to iPad Pros, because, you know, iPad Pros are cool. Go away fast. iPad Pros, you can see lots of iPads available. But if I go back to toilet paper sold out. This is just one of the stupidest things ever. People are just freaking out over toilet paper. So, you know, you know, just press F in the chat for RIP toilet paper supplies in America. On March the 13th, which is a Friday, there was a press conference in the United States where Donald Trump also announced that he would be canceling all flights from the United Kingdom and Ireland, as well as adding that to the travel ban. So this is a really big deal, as United Kingdom and Ireland are two of the biggest markets out of the United States for across the ocean flights, and now they will no longer be able to fly as well. So that just adds to the travel ban, and it just has started to cause a huge ripple effect in the airline industry. If, you know, Asia, essentially Asia, mostly just China, if China wasn't bad enough, Europe wasn't bad enough, the United Kingdom's now bad enough, because, well, it's just bad news, because now you can't fly any country in Europe, and this started a ripple effect, which started the following day on March 14th, which was a Saturday. I'm recording this on March 15th on Sunday, so for those of you watching, there's probably a lot that's happened, because this video is going to go up on Monday, March the 16th, and so there's probably a lot that's happened since, because there's just constantly updates happening every single day. I'm trying to keep on top of it all, and that's the whole point of this video series. So if you want to watch it and see what's happening, keep track of everything that's happened, that's what this series is for. So on March the 14th, KLM announced that they will be prematurely retiring the 747 fleet. All 7 of the passenger-equipped 747s will retire March the 30th. And that's just really sad because the 747s will retire fairly soon anyway. They'll retire in about a year or two. But because of this situation that I can't talk about, I can't say exactly because YouTube will suppress the video otherwise, the airlines are starting to decide, maybe we should retire our aircraft that we've been thinking about doing anyway because we're not going to have many aircraft active. And KLM is just 7 aircraft they lost. They do have 333s and other things they can fly instead. So for them, this isn't the worst thing. It could be a lot worse, but it is still very sad. March 30th, guys, if you want to see KLM 74, yeah, go to your airport that doesn't have the route cancelled and go see them. Alrighty. The next announcement also came the same day, and this is from American. We're actually having a few announcements in here. So the first one has to do with American Airlines announcing that they would be also retiring some aircraft. So first off, American announced that they would be bringing the early retirement of the 767-300s. Now these were to be retired this year anyway, but they were going to be retired at the end of summer. But now the retirement date for all 16 763s has been moved up to May the 1st, which is a really sad event. So for all those of you who still like seeing 76s, they're mostly out of Miami now, but they're all going to be retired very soon as well. And then also they made a huge update, and that is that the 752s now have a retirement date. They were probably going to be retired sometime around 2023, 2024 with the incoming A321 Neo XLRs, which are the very long-range versions of the A321 Neo. So those were likely to replace the 75s, but now they've been announced for retirement early next year. All 34 will be retired early next year. And this is a really nice picture, by the way. I haven't been really talking about the pictures in this episode because I don't do that, but this is a nice picture here. Again, photo credits include as always. Also, American on this date announced that they would be removing 50% plus of their international flights. Some of the only flights that they will continue to operate will be 3 flights, which is Tokyo Narita and DFW. They have announced the cancellation of almost every other single international trans-Pacific, transatlantic, really long-range international flight. So Americans just going all in on not flying right now. And we'll probably see this happening for other airlines soon, as you will note with the March the 15th update, which is the day that I'm recording this. There's more airlines just deciding to shut down. And so this is really sad, as also we're having a situation now where more people are going to airline websites, calling airlines and that sort of thing to cancel their flights than to book flights. This situation has not happened since like 9/11 and other events before. This is really rare. Nothing like this has really happened before in aviation. The aviation industry is literally on its way to shutting down temporarily. So that's a thing that's happening. And then the final news, and this is from today, March 15th, is that Qatar Airways will be ceasing operation of all commercial flights occurring Wednesday, and that will be on March the 18th. Wednesday, March 18th, all Qatar Airways flights will cease operations. And this announcement was made today, Sunday, March the 15th. So this is a huge deal, as they'll be ending all passenger service. Now they will continue to do cargo flights and some occasional transit and that sort of thing flights, but all normal commercial flights you could just book with Qatar Airways has ceased. This means that their pretty much entire fleet will be grounded, and this is a huge deal. This is the first airline to basically officially announce that they'll be shutting down temporarily, and I could see other airlines follow suit. But yeah, this has been this episode of Aviation News this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, kind of. It's been kind of a very sad episode, but I hope you guys have enjoyed being informed. If nonetheless you know you've been informed, and if you're going to cancel your flights, which I mean there are plenty of people who are watching the video thinking of canceling their flights, I recommend, if your flight is still a ways out, like a few months out, wait a little bit, because you want to let all the people who need to cancel their flights right away do that, and then wait a few days, then cancel your flight, because we don't want to overbook the system as much as the system's already being overcooked with people constantly trying to cancel flights. So that's a note to passengers. And also, if you're looking for insane deals on flights, they are happening. You can fly ridiculously cheap right now. So if you're interested in flying, it's a good time if you're okay with, flying in possibly dangerous situations. But that's the situation. Thank you guys for watching. Please stay safe. Don't get the thing. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.